Hey, what's up, boxing and fight fans? This is Eric from Jab Sports TV. And as you probably already know, light heavyweight SOG Son of God Andre Ward is set to face super middleweight Alexander Brand on August 6, 2016 at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And it will be televised on HBO. But what you probably didn't know is that Ward is getting $850,000 for this fight, while Alexander Brand is only getting $30,000 for this fight. Now, this fight isn't going to be much of a contest judging from that purse split alone. I mean, think about what caliber of fighter would take $30,000, especially up against an attraction like Andre Ward. Now, you might say, hey, $30,000 isn't bad in one night's worth of work. Well, it's actually more than one night worth of work. I mean, we got like 6 to 8 week training camp there where these guys are prepping for fights. And not to mention that once this guy, meaning Alexander Brand, pays off his manager, his trainers, and all of his, staff, he'll probably only take home $10,000. And you're probably still saying, hey, 10 grand isn't bad for one night's worth of work. Well, think about it. This guy doesn't fight that often. So if he fights maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and at those prices, hell, this guy is barely making like $30,000 when it's all said and done. Now, Brand is a mediocre fighter, and to me, he already looks like he accepted defeat at the weigh-ins on August 5th, 2016. It was just his demeanor, the aura, the vibe he was giving off was telling me he already accepted the fact that he's a tune-up fight and he's easy work for Andre Ward. So why did Andre Ward pick Alexander Brand as an opponent in the first place? Well, in my opinion, it's simple. He can have an easy work fight like Brand, a tune-up fight, against one more fighter in preparation for Sergey Kovalev. Now, in a fight like this, Ward would take very little to no damage and would still enable him to be ready and prepared to fight Kovalev before the end of the year. Now, at an $850,000 to $30,000 purse split, Ward got this fight at a bargain and knows that he could not gotten light heavyweights like Artur Beterbiev, Joe Smith Jr., or Alexander Vosdik in the ring at that price. Not to mention fights like those with those particular light heavyweights could mean more sustained damage for Ward in that fight, which could possibly delay the Kovalev fight for later this year. And I would have loved to see Andre Ward versus a Joe Smith Jr. That would have been an awesome fight because Joe Smith Jr. has a lot of heart. He may play around at times and goof off in the ring, but the guy makes for a good opponent up against Andre Ward. Now, Andre Ward says initially he wanted to face light heavyweights Nathan Cleverly or even the undefeated Yaroslav Shambransky, but the fight couldn't get made for some reason. Now, was it because they too were only offered $30,000, or is it because they wanted to duck Ward? Now, in the light heavyweight division, there's not many fighters available because most of the fighters have just came off of fights. Chalumba, he just came off a fight with Kovalev. You got Bernard Hopkins. That probably wouldn't be a good fight for Andre Ward at this point. So his options are very limited in the lightweight division, but he still had options. So why he chose a super middleweight, who knows? I'm pretty sure, like I said, the big thing is the price. When you could get a fighter to fight, get him in the ring at $30,000 while you take home $850,000, that's a no-brainer. Now, the tale of the tape for these two guys, we got Ward at 29 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, with 15 wins by way of KO. He's 6 feet tall, his reach is 71 inches, and he's 32 years old. Now, you got Alexander Brand. His record is 25 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, with 19 wins by way of KO. Now, he's 5'10.5", and his reach is 71.5 inches, and he is 39 years old. Even though Brand's record reflects he's a decent fighter, with only 1 loss, Going up against a guy like Andre Ward, that's just a whole different ball game. You know, it really is. So, I mean, his record, it just goes out the door when you compare it to Andre Ward. Now, the way I see Brand Monslave, how he's going to perform in this fight, you know, he's a decent super middleweight with some punching power for his size and for his division. But Andre Ward is just in a different league than Alexander Brand. I mean, Andre Ward's just too big for him. And more than likely, Brand took this fight because at age 39, he doesn't have many more chances at big fights. And decided to take the $30,000 purse and pretty much be Ward's sacrificial lamb in preparation for Sergey Kovalev. So I don't see this fight going past the 6th round, if it even gets to the 6th round. Now, my takeaway from all this is Ward could have picked an actual lightweight to tune up against this time out, but I guess, you know, he'll lead the prep work for Kovalev up to his sparring sessions in his camp after this fight. But I just, you know, if you want to take the WBO, IBF, WBA light heavyweight belts from Kovalev, I just think you may want to prepare a little more seriously. Not saying that Andre Ward isn't preparing seriously, but, you know, just the caliber of opponents you're facing, you know, you kind of want to just contour that around, you know, Sergey Kovalev. So, like I said, maybe he's just waiting to do all of his prep work inside of the gym and in training camp when he starts to do training camp for Kovalev and he begins to spar. But this is just going to be an easy fight. I mean, it's probably not going to be very entertaining, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about this fight. Let me know who you think is going to win. Let me know who you think Andre Ward should have faced instead of Alexander Brand. Now, if you like this video and you like getting content like this and the latest news and going-ons in the fight game and the world of boxing, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, Jab Sports TV.